This audio was developed using advanced NLP techniques with a very specific purpose: to awaken within you the deep awareness that success is not something you need to desperately chase out in the world. Success is something you become from within. It is a state. It is an identity. It is a way of thinking, feeling, and acting that, once installed at the right level of your mind, begins to naturally manifest in every area of your life: your career, finances, relationships, health, purpose, and the freedom you deeply desire. Every word in this audio was chosen with intention. Every pause serves a purpose. Every suggestion was carefully crafted to bypass the filters of your rational mind and reach the place where real transformation occurs: your subconscious mind, the deepest layer of your consciousness, where your habits, beliefs, and automatic behavioral patterns reside. That is where the difference lies between the person who dreams of success and the person who lives success. And that is exactly where we will be working today. This audio focuses on 7 fundamental pillars of true success: setting clear goals, developing self-management and focus, cultivating continuous learning, building resilience and adaptability, improving decision-making, taking responsibility for your own life, and caring for your health and well-being. Because real success is not merely financial, it is professional and academic, achieving goals and excelling in your field. It is personal and emotional, developing self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and mental well-being. It is relational, cultivating healthy connections and creating a positive impact on those around you. And it is physical, having the energy, health, and quality of life needed to enjoy everything you achieve.
The first effects typically begin to be noticed after 21 days of regular listening. Subtle changes in the way you think about yourself, greater clarity in your decisions, and growing confidence where doubt once existed. For deeper reprogramming, replacing old limiting beliefs with a new identity of success, the average observed time frame is 30 to 60 days of consistent practice. The more you listen, the more natural and lasting your transformation will become. Success will cease to be something you pursue and will instead become simply who you are. Before we begin, an important notice. This audio induces a deep state of relaxation and mental receptivity. Therefore, do not listen to it while driving, operating machinery, performing tasks that require precision, working in hazardous environments, supervising children, or engaging in any activity that requires constant alertness. In the event of any emergency, you will immediately return to a fully awake state with complete clarity and control. This is natural and automatic. Listen in a safe, quiet, and comfortable place, either lying down or sitting comfortably, with your eyes closed. Allow your body to rest and your mind to open. Now, if you are in that safe place, if your body is at rest and your mind is ready to receive, then let us begin. Gently close your eyes. Take a slow breath in through your nose, hold it for a moment, and release everything through your mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. Feel your shoulders relaxing and dropping. Feel your jaw loosen. Feel your hands gently open. You do not need to solve anything right now. You do not need to prove anything right now. Your only task in this moment is to breathe, listen, and receive. And as you do, something within you is already beginning to change. An old belief is beginning to give way. A new truth is beginning to take root. The truth that success, in all of its most beautiful and complete forms, is already yours by right. It has been waiting for you, and it begins here, now, in this moment of silence and openness.
Want to reprogram your mind to achieve your goals? We create personalized NLP audios for any area of your life: success, relationships, health, prosperity, and much more. Scan the QR code or access the link in the pinned comments to request yours.
Very well. You are already more relaxed than you were a few minutes ago. Your body has started to release. Your mind has begun to soften. And now, we are going even deeper, slowly, without a rush, in the way that all true transformation happens. Because the success we are building here is not superficial. It is not a motivation that lasts 3 days and then disappears. It is a deep, permanent reprogramming that will install itself layer by layer, breath by breath, until it becomes your new natural way of being. Let's do a special breathing exercise together. Inhale slowly through your nose, counting to 4 in your mind. Hold the air for a moment. Feel your chest full, expanded, alive. And now, exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. Feel how, as you release the air, you also release any remaining tension, any lingering doubt, any inner voice that said success is not for you. That voice has no space here anymore. Everything goes with the exhale. Everything. Now, I want to invite you to a very gentle experience. We will move through your body, not to analyze anything, not to fix anything, but simply to release, to let go, to allow every part of you to rest completely. Because a resting mind is a mind that absorbs, and that is exactly what we want now. Bring your attention to the top of your head and imagine a powerful golden light beginning to shine there. Not the weak light of a candle, but the firm, warm light of the sun at its highest point, full of energy, clarity, and possibility. Wherever this light touches, tension melts. Wherever it passes, the body yields and the mind opens.
This light flows down your forehead, across your eyes, your cheeks, and your jaw. Let your jaw completely release. The light continues down your neck, over your shoulders, where it encounters a lot. Shoulders carry the weight of responsibilities, expectations, and the times you felt you weren't doing enough, weren't moving fast enough. And now you have permission to set all of that down. Not because you are giving up, but because those who truly go far know when to rest, know when to release, know that clarity arises in silence, not in constant effort. The light flows through your arms, your hands, and out through your fingertips, taking with it any leftover tension that no longer serves you. It moves down your chest, abdomen, back, hips, legs, and exits through the soles of your feet, carrying away everything that no longer needs to remain. Your entire body is now enveloped in this powerful golden light. And in this state, something very important happens. Your rational mind, the part that analyzes,
questions, compares, and sometimes limits, has softened. It has rested. It has let down its guard. And this is exactly what we need, because it is when the rational mind rests that the subconscious becomes available, receptive, and fertile. In NLP, we call this state the reprogramming window. It is the moment when new beliefs can be installed in place of old ones, when new patterns can replace patterns that no longer serve you, when your identity can be rewritten from the inside out.
Think of your subconscious now as rich, well-prepared soil, ready to receive seeds. And the seeds we will plant today have powerful names: success, achievement, prosperity, focus, resilience, purpose, freedom. These seeds do not need effort to grow. They only need a favorable environment, exactly what you have created now with your breathing, your surrender, your presence here. You didn't need to do anything extraordinary. You simply showed up. You simply allowed yourself to receive. And that alone is an act of someone who believes in their own success. Breathe once more. Inhale deeply and exhale. You are ready. From this moment on, every word you hear will settle in you at a deep level, creating new reflexes, new convictions, a new way of seeing yourself and the world around you. Because success doesn't start out there. It never did. It has always started here, inside you, in the way you think, the way you feel, the way you see yourself. And it is exactly this way that we are transforming now.
And now I want to share 3 stories with you. In NLP, stories are one of the most powerful tools there are. Because when we hear a good narrative, human, vivid, real, the analytical mind relaxes. We stop judging, comparing, resisting, and we start to feel, to identify. And when you identify with a character, something remarkable happens. The lessons they learn, your subconscious learns too. The emotions they feel, your body begins to recognize as its own. That's why stories endure through centuries. That's why they transform. So get comfortable, take a deep breath, and simply let these stories reach you.
His name was Marcos. From childhood, Marcos was the kind of person who never gave up. Not because life was easy for him, far from it. He grew up in a simple family, in a small town where opportunities seemed scarce and dreams far too big for the size of the place. But there was something inside Marcos that no circumstance could extinguish. A flame, a silent, almost irrational certainty that he was born for more. As a teenager, while many around him conformed, Marcos studied. While others slept, he planned. It wasn't arrogance, it was hunger. A genuine hunger to grow, to learn, to prove to himself that the limits the world tried to impose were not his limits. They were only walls. And walls, he had learned early on, exist to be climbed. Obstacles came, and they were heavy. Failures, rejections, a job offer that never came, a project that failed publicly, a period when money ran out before the month ended. There were nights when Marcos stared at the ceiling and wondered if he was wrong about himself, if the flame was an illusion, if the world was right and he was not. But every morning he got up, not because it was easy, because it was necessary, because he had learned that the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not talent,
It's consistency in the face of pain. It's the ability to look at an obstacle and say, "You are not the end of my story. You are just a chapter." Over time, Marcos built, brick by brick, victory by victory, small then large. And one day, not dramatically, no fireworks, he looked at his life and recognized he had arrived. Not at the end, because a true warrior never stops growing, but he had arrived at a place that the 10-year-old Marcos would have thought impossible. And the only difference between this Marcos and that one was simple. This one never gave up. Story 2. The Athlete. His name was Jordan. From the age of 12, Jordan loved basketball. Not casually, like children enjoy things, but obsessively, completely, consuming his thoughts even when his body was doing something else. He dreamed of courts, woke up thinking about moves, and spent every free minute playing at the little court near his home until daylight ended. But Jordan had a problem no one could see from the outside. He believed he wasn't good enough. Beneath all the effort, there was a constant voice saying that others were taller, faster, more talented, that he was average, that his ceiling was low, and that voice, silent as it was, weighed more than any opponent he had ever faced on the court. At 16, Jordan was cut from the school team, not once, but twice, and at that second cut, something inside him broke. Not his will, the illusion that effort alone was enough. He realized there was something deeper to work on, something that wasn't physical, it was mental. That's when Jordan discovered affirmations, mental reprogramming. He began studying how the subconscious mind works, how the beliefs we carry determine the results we get, and how elite athletes aren't just physically superior, they are mentally different. He began to see himself differently, first in the words he said to himself, then in the images he created in his mind before sleeping, visualizing himself playing with confidence, fluidity, precision. He stopped comparing and started building himself. The results didn't come overnight, but they came. First, consistency improved, then confidence, then performance. At 18, Jordan joined the college team. At 22, he was selected for a regional league. He didn't reach the major national leagues, and that didn't matter, because what Jordan achieved was something no trophy can measure. He proved to himself that the mind is the most important muscle there is, and that when you reprogram what you believe about yourself, your performance in the world changes too.
Story 3. The Innovator. Her name was Sophia. Sophia was 26 and had an idea that everyone around her thought was too good to be real. She wanted to create a digital platform connecting small rural producers directly to urban consumers, eliminating intermediaries, reducing prices, increasing the income of producers, and improving the quality of what reached consumers' tables. It was an idea simple in essence and complex in execution, exactly the type of idea Sophia loved. From childhood, Sophia had been the student who never settled for a ready-made answer. She wanted to know the why behind the why. She wanted to understand the systems, the gears, the invisible patterns that make things work or fail. That curiosity turned into discipline. Discipline turned into focus, and focus, over time, turned into results. But the path was not linear. In the first months of the project, Sophia faced rejection after rejection. Investors who didn't believe, partners who quit. An entire version of the platform had to be discarded after months of work. There was one week, she remembers it clearly, when she sat in front of her computer for hours without writing a single line of code, without making a decision, without seeing the way forward. It was that week that Sophia did something that changed everything. She stopped. She didn't give up. She stopped. She breathed and asked herself the question NLP calls the alignment question. What brings me authentic fulfillment? Not success in others' eyes, not approval, not money alone. What, deep down, makes my life meaningful? The answer was clear and immediate. Impact. She wanted to see real people's lives improve because of what she built. And that clarity was enough for her to get up, reorganize the project, simplify what was overly complex, and return with more focus than ever. 2 years later, the platform was active in 4 states, with over 300 registered producers and thousands of families being served. She didn't get there by being the most talented in the room. She got there by being the clearest, the most focused, the most honest with herself about what really mattered, and by never mistaking an obstacle as a sign to stop, but rather as an invitation to think better. 3 stories, 3 completely different paths, but one truth runs through them all. Success was never a stroke of luck. It was never reserved for the privileged few. It was never limited to those born in the right place or with the right talents. Success is the inevitable result of a mind that believes, an identity that commits, and a person who, no matter how many times they fall, chooses to arise. Marcos rose. Jordan reprogrammed. Sophia aligned. And now it's your turn.
You have made it this far. You breathed with intention. You opened your mind. You listened to 3 stories that touched something true inside you. Something you recognized, identified with, and felt as your own. And now your mind is in the most receptive state it could possibly be. It is precisely here, in this fertile and prepared ground, that we are going to plant the seeds that will change the way you think about yourself, about success, and about what is possible for your life. What comes next are affirmations, but they are no ordinary sentences. Each one of them was crafted to speak directly to your subconscious, to replace limiting beliefs with powerful truths, and to create new patterns that will become automatic over time. Your new, natural way of thinking, acting, and presenting yourself to the world. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to repeat them out loud. You don't need to analyze whether you believe them or not. Just receive them. Just let each word land inside you gently, yet firmly. Your subconscious already knows what to do with them. I am a successful person. Success is not something I chase, it is something I am. It lives within me, in the way I think, the way I act, and the way I relate to life and to the people around me. I carry success with me wherever I go, because it does not depend on external circumstances. It is born from within and manifests on the outside, always and without exception. I deserve success. I don't need to prove anyone to anything to have a right to it. I don't need to suffer, sacrifice myself beyond what is necessary, or wait for the perfect moment. I deserve success right now, just as I am, with what I have, and from where I stand. And this belief, rooted at the very core of my being,
opens doors that once seemed closed, creates opportunities that once seemed invisible, and attracts people and situations that are aligned with who I am becoming.
I achieve my goals consistently and naturally. I clearly define what I want. I create a plan. I take the necessary actions, one step at a time, with focus and calmness, and the results appear. Not always the way I expected, but always the way I needed. Because I trust the process, I trust my ability, and I trust that every step I take, even the ones that seem small, is bringing me closer to where I want to be. I am intelligent. I have the mental capacity required to solve any challenge that arises in my life. I think clearly. I make decisions wisely. I continuously learn and consistently apply what I learn. My brain is a powerful instrument at the service of my goals, and I use it with intention, focus, and a growing confidence every single day. I possess self-management. I know where to invest my energy and where not to. I know how to say no to what doesn't serve me and yes to what brings me closer to my goals. I do not scatter myself. I do not get lost in distractions. I am the guardian of my time and attention, and this puts me at an advantage in everything I set out to do. I am resilient. Obstacles do not define me. How I face them does. When something doesn't go as planned, I don't crumble. I breathe. I assess. I adapt, and I keep going. Every challenge overcome makes me stronger, more experienced, and more secure in myself. I am not afraid to fail because every mistake is a lesson, and every lesson is another step up the ladder of my success. I take responsibility for my life. I don't blame circumstances. I don't blame the people around me. I don't blame the past. I understand that the power to change my reality is in my hands, in my choices, and in my daily actions. And this awareness does not weigh on me. It sets me free. Because when I accept that I am the author of my life, I also accept that I can rewrite any chapter that is no longer serving me.
I feel fulfilled, not only when I reach the destination, but throughout the entire journey. I find meaning in the process. I rejoice in progress, celebrate achievements, no matter how small, and recognize the value of every step I take. Fulfillment is not a place I will arrive at one day. It is a state I choose to inhabit right now as I walk, as I grow, and as I become more and more the person I know I am capable of being. The entire universe celebrates my success. I am part of something infinite, abundant, and generous. And when I grow, when I prosper, when I fulfill myself, I am not taking anything away from anyone. I am contributing to the energy of expansion and possibility that exists in everything. My success is good for me. It is good for the people around me. It is good for the world. And with this certainty in my heart, I move forward without guilt, without fear, and without hesitation. I share my success. The more I achieve, the more I have to offer, more knowledge to share, more resources to distribute, more inspiration to awaken in others. My success does not end with me. It multiplies through me and reaches the people I touch, influence, and inspire just by living the way I live. I am calm. I am joyful. I advance toward my success with an inner peace that nothing can shake. I do not rush anxiously, I do not compare myself destructively. I walk at my own pace, confident, consistent, and at peace, knowing that success is my natural state and that with each passing day it manifests more clearly, more fully, and more beautifully in my life.
You are doing wonderfully well. Feel that for a moment, the lightness that is already beginning to appear, the clarity that is starting to settle in, the quiet certainty that something inside you is changing. And now, let us go even deeper, because success without prosperity is incomplete, and prosperity without freedom is a golden cage. What we are going to build here is different. It is the combination of both, real abundance and true freedom installed at the deepest level of your mind, so that they manifest naturally in every area of your life. Take a deep breath. Inhale and let it go. And now simply receive what comes next. The universe is abundant in every aspect, and I am part of this universe. Scarcity is not reality, it is a belief, and beliefs can be changed. I choose now, in this very moment, to replace any belief of scarcity with a belief of abundance. I choose to view the world as a place that has more than enough for me. More opportunities, more resources, more connections, more possibilities than I could ever explore in a single lifetime. And this vision of abundance is not naivety. It is the most powerful and productive perspective that exists. I am financially prosperous. Money is an energy that flows naturally toward those who possess a mindset of value, service, and growth, and I have that mindset. I offer genuine value to the world. I take good care of what I have. I make financial decisions with wisdom and a long-term vision. Because of this, financial prosperity is not just a distant dream. It is a natural consequence of who I am and how I live. Money comes to me in both expected and unexpected ways. It stays because I know how to receive it, manage it, and make it grow. I have freedom. Not just financial freedom, though that is mine as well. I have freedom of time, to be present for the things that matter, to live the moments that never return, to wake up each day with the feeling that my life truly belongs to me. I have freedom of choice, to say yes to what aligns with me and no to what diminishes me. I have mental freedom, to think clearly, to create without fear, to dream without guilt. This freedom is not a privilege reserved for a few. It is my natural state, and I claim it now, completely and without hesitation. My life flows like an abundant river, not a stagnant, still river with no destination, a river that moves with intention, that bypasses obstacles without losing its strength, that nourishes everything around it as it advances towards the sea. This is the image of my life: constant movement, abundance in flux, clear purpose. I do not hold on to what needs to flow. I do not cling to what needs to go. I trust that the more I let life flow naturally, the more it brings back to me in ways I could never have imagined. I have a high quality of life, not on some future day, right now. I recognize and enjoy what I already have while building what is yet to come. I take care of my environment, my relationships, my daily habits, the way I nourish myself, rest, and move. because quality of life is not a destination. It is a choice I make every day in the small decisions that no one sees, but that build, brick by brick, the life I want to live.
I am mentally prosperous. My mind is clear, creative, and expansive. I think of possibilities where others see limitations. I perceive solutions where others see problems. I process information quickly, retain what matters, and discard what does not serve me. My mind is one of my greatest assets, and I cultivate it with intention, through reading, reflection, silence, and continuous learning that always keeps me ahead. I am spiritually prosperous. I have peace of mind. I have a life purpose. I have a connection to something greater than myself that anchors me in difficult times and amplifies my joy in good times. This spiritual prosperity is the foundation of everything else. It is what keeps me steady when the wind blows hard. It is what makes me celebrate without arrogance when things go right, and it is what reminds me that I am never alone on this journey. I deserve the very best that life has to offer, not because I am perfect, not because I have never made mistakes, but because I am a complete human being, constantly growing, who chooses every day to be better than I was yesterday. And this choice, repeated with consistency, faith, and action, is what transforms prosperity from a mere wish into a reality that is lived, felt, and shared with the people I love. We have now reached one of the most important pillars of all true success, the one that many people neglect while chasing external results, and which, when they finally realize its importance, they understand was the foundation of everything all along. Health, focus, and purpose are not add-ons to success. They are the foundations without which no achievement can sustain itself. What good is reaching the top with no energy to enjoy the view? What good is conquering everything if you don't know why you were running in the first place? This is where we build the most complete, most balanced, and most powerful version of you. Take a deep breath. Inhale and let it go. And now, receive. My health is impeccable. I take care of my body with respect, gratitude, and consistency because I understand that it is the instrument through which I experience everything: the achievements, the joys, the connections, the experiences that give meaning to life. I nourish myself in a way that fuels and strengthens. I move in a way that energizes and liberates. I rest in a way that restores and prepares. And the result of this is a body that serves me with excellence, giving me the energy needed to pursue my goals and the vitality to enjoy every moment of the way. I have focus. In a world full of distractions, I am someone who knows exactly where to place their attention. I have clarity regarding my priorities, and I defend them with discipline and intention. When I work, I am present in my work. When I rest, I am present in my rest. When I am with the people I love, I am entirely there. This focus is not rigidity, it is respect. Respect for my time, for my energy, and for the people and projects that deserve the best of me.
I define clear goals. I do not live in the vagueness of shapeless desires. I transform dreams into goals, goals into plans, and plans into concrete daily actions. I know where I am going. I know why I am going, and I know what I need to do today, right now, in this moment, to get there.
This clarity frees me from anxiety, protects me from procrastination, and keeps me in constant motion in the right direction, even on days when motivation is low and only discipline speaks louder. I have a life purpose. I am not just existing, I am living with intention. I regularly question myself about what brings me authentic fulfillment, about what I want to leave behind for the world, about the kind of person I want to be, and the kind of legacy I want to build. And these answers guide me with a clarity that no external blueprint could ever offer. My purpose is my compass. When I am lost, it finds me. When I am tired, it renews me. When I doubt, it anchors me. I overcome my problems with excellence. When a challenge appears, and they always appear because that is how life works, I do not panic, I do not paralyze, I do not drown in worry. I breathe, I center myself, I assess the situation clearly, and I act with intelligence and calmness. Every problem solved makes me more skillful. Every obstacle overcome makes me more confident. I do not fear challenges. I respect them as opportunities to show myself and the world what I am made of. I act with calmness and excellence in all situations. There is no pressure great enough to shake me from my center. There is no urgency that justifies acting without wisdom. I have learned that the best decisions are not born out of desperation. They are born out of clarity. And I cultivate this clarity every day through my breath, my mental discipline, and my practice of always asking myself, what is the most intelligent action I can take right now?
My results are positive, not because everything always turns out perfect, but because I have the ability to extract learning and growth from any situation, whether good or difficult. I process unexpected results with maturity and curiosity. I celebrate the results I have achieved with joy and gratitude, and I move forward, always carrying what I learned and leaving behind what no longer serves me. I hold internal feelings of fulfillment, happiness, peace of mind, and freedom, not as destinations I will reach one day, but as states I choose to cultivate now, in the present, as I walk. I allow myself to feel the joy of progress. I allow myself to feel the peace of someone who knows they are on the right path. I allow myself to feel the freedom of someone who has taken the reins of their own life and will not hand them over to anyone. These feelings are not rewards I win when I get there. They are the fuel that takes me there. Success is my natural state. Just as the river naturally flows to the sea, I naturally flow toward my best version, not with desperate effort, not with anxiety, with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are aligned, body, mind, and purpose, and that this alignment in itself is already the greatest achievement of all.
You have done something extraordinary up to this point. You opened your mind. You received powerful affirmations that are already settling into the deep layers of your subconscious. You listened to stories that awakened something inside you that was always there, a quiet, steady certainty that success is your natural state. And now, the most important moment of this entire journey has arrived, giving a face, a shape, a vivid and concrete feeling to everything you have received so far. Because in NLP, visualization is not a daydream. It is one of the most scientifically backed tools in existence for mental reprogramming.
When you visualize something with intensity, detail, and genuine emotion, your brain registers that experience as real. And what the brain registers as real, it begins to automatically reproduce in your life. So, now, with your eyes closed and your body completely relaxed, I want you to imagine yourself waking up on an ordinary day in your life, but not your life today. The life that is being built right now, at this very moment, as each affirmation settles in, as each new belief replaces an old one, as you become, breath by breath, the most complete and fulfilled version of yourself. You wake up. The light coming into your bedroom is familiar, but there is something different about it today. Or perhaps it is you who is different. You feel rested, not just physically, mentally rested, free from that weight of worries that sometimes appears first thing in the morning, free from that fog of doubt about the future. There is only a clean, quiet clarity of someone who knows exactly who they are, what they want, and where they are going. You smile even before getting out of bed, not because everything is perfect, because you are at peace with your path.
You begin your day with intention. Perhaps with a conscious breath, perhaps with a few minutes of silence, perhaps reviewing your goals with that wonderful feeling of someone who is building something real. You feel in your body the difference between the person who used to live on autopilot and the person you are becoming, someone who acts with purpose, who makes aligned choices, who doesn't waste energy on what doesn't matter, and who invests generously in what truly does. During your day, an opportunity appears, perhaps a conversation that opens a door, perhaps an idea that sparks at just the right moment, perhaps a connection with someone whose goals align perfectly with yours, and you realize with that gentle, beautiful surprise known only to those on the right path that these opportunities were always there. What changed was your ability to see them, to recognize them, and to act upon them with confidence and speed. Your reprogrammed mind doesn't just think differently, it sees differently. And what it sees, it attracts. A challenge appears as well, because challenges always appear, not as a punishment, but as a natural part of the growth process. And you observe your own reaction with a sort of quiet admiration. There is no panic, there is no catastrophizing. There is a breath, a pause, a clear assessment, and then a precise action. You resolve it, you move forward, and you leave that moment not just with the problem solved, but with more confidence than you had before entering it.
At the end of the day, you pause for a moment and look at what you have built, not just today, but over the last few months, over the past year. You see the results appearing where there was once stagnation. You see prosperity flowing where there was once scarcity. You see healthier relationships, a more vibrant health, a clarity of purpose that once seemed too distant to be real. And you feel in your chest, in your shoulders, in your breath, what it is like to live a life of true success, not the success the world defines for you. Your success, the one that has your name, your pace, your values, and your joy imprinted on every single achievement. Hold on to this image now, this you, fulfilled, prosperous, healthy, focused, at peace, and deeply happy. See your face, see the way you move through the world, with lightness, with confidence, with that presence that people feel even before you open your mouth. Feel what it is like to be this person. Feel it in your entire body. Because this is not fantasy. This is not some distant, uncertain day. This is you already in motion, already becoming, already being. And every time you return to this audio, this version of you will become clearer, stronger,
and more inevitable, until one day you will realize you are no longer visualizing it, you are simply living it. Before we close, I want to give you something that you will carry out of here with you. Something concrete, simple, and powerful that will work at any moment of your day. Before an important meeting, before making a difficult decision, in the moments when doubt tries to surface, and during the times you need to remind yourself of who you are becoming and where you are going. In NLP, we call this anchoring. An anchor is a simple physical gesture that you connect to a powerful emotional state. Once this connection is created, whenever you use the gesture, your mind and body automatically return to that state of confidence, clarity, and the unshakable certainty that success is your natural state. It is like a direct shortcut to the best version of you, available at any time, in any place, without anyone around you needing to know what is happening. Here is your anchor of fulfillment. Gently close your right hand into a fist, not with tension, just with firmness, like someone holding something very precious with care. This is your gesture. Now, while still in this deep state of receptivity and clarity, bring back the most powerful feeling you experienced here today. Perhaps it was during one of the stories, the moment Marco stood up once again, or when Jordan reprogrammed his mind and came back stronger, or when Sophia found her purpose and transformed everything. Perhaps it was during the affirmations, when a specific sentence landed inside you with a truth you instantly recognized as your own. Perhaps it was during the visualization, when you saw yourself living the life you are building and felt in your chest that it is real, it is possible, and it is already on its way. Whichever moment it was, bring it back right now. Let the feeling grow. Let the confidence expand in your chest. Let the clarity illuminate your mind. Let the certainty of success pulse through every cell of your body. And when this feeling reaches its highest peak, at the moment it is more intense and vivid than ever, squeeze your fist firmly and take a deep breath. Hold it, feel it, and let it go. This feeling is now anchored to this gesture, imprinted, available. Use this anchor whenever you need it. Before entering an important negotiation, close your fist and breathe, and your entire system will remember that you are someone who resolves, who conquers, who moves forward. Before making a difficult decision, close your fist and breathe, and clarity will appear where there was confusion. In the moments when doubt tries to convince you that you are not capable, close your fist and breathe, and the deepest truth of who you are will speak louder than any limiting voice. Return to this audio whenever you feel the call. Each listen deepens the roots. Every time you listen, the new beliefs become more solid, more automatic, more yours. The success you visualize today is not a distant dream. It is a clear direction, and you are already walking it. With every conscious breath, with every aligned choice, with every day you decide once again to be the person you know you are capable of being. You are a successful person. You have clarity, focus, resilience, and purpose. You are prosperous, healthy, and free. And as of today, this is no longer something you hope to become. It is something you already are, growing, deepening, and manifesting more completely and beautifully in every area of your life. Now, in your own time, gently begin to return. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, take one last deep breath, and when you are ready,
Open your eyes. Welcome back, and welcome to your successful life.